Good evening from Expert Credit Sweep. So I apologize that I was not able to post last night, but here I am with Indirect Disputes video number 2, and this one goes over a couple different things, more than a couple, so we're going to plow right through. So we're looking at addresses, removing personal information, balances run up, credit limit increase, run up, payoff for limit increases, and a couple of other things. So let's keep it moving. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get to the second page without, let's move that over and go to, okay, personal info. Let me just move myself off of here. Okay, so removing personal information or correcting it. So you have to realize that some of your addresses and other personal information may actually be what's holding an account onto your credit report. So what I mean by that is that it's not always your social, and there will be a video on this about partial data matches and why Bob Smith from down the street, when your name is Billy Smith, might actually merge onto the same profile. So anywho, it's not all about your social, and it does have to do with your addresses and your phone number and your email and your this, that, and the third. So what you want to do is remove your outdated information, such as those addresses, and you can actually mistakenly remove a positive account by doing so. So you need to make sure that all your positive accounts have your updated addresses, okay? So call your creditors, update your information, do it online, whatever you have to do, so that when you remove those old addresses, nothing happens with your positive accounts, okay? So with this, online disputes are okay, and this is actually something very easy to do. It's a bureau dispute, and you can do it online, like I said. So that would be like transunion.com/dispute online. You'd also do it at Experian.com and Equifax.com. So just a side note about that, if you were going to do it on those other two websites, you would go to Equifax.com, you would go and start a new dispute and log in with your personal information or a confirmation number. Same thing with Experian, and then you're going to dispute whatever it is. Now, if they come back and say, this is a matter of record, or we're just reporting what we're reporting, then you need to do that. So if they claim it's a matter of record, then you have to let them know, and this is in a dispute letter, that it's their freaking responsibility to ensure that everything on your credit report is accurate and complete. And it is their job to do the freaking investigation. It's not your job, okay? They have the grave responsibility of ensuring the accuracy. So why are they putting the shit on you? They're not supposed to, okay? You gotta let them know that. So it's their responsibility under law to investigate disputes, including requests to update information, and that they didn't conduct it under, the required law. So list the problems with the addresses. It's not valid. I never lived there. It belongs to an aunt, an uncle. It's fraud. And then you have to reiterate the addresses that you want to remove and demand deletion. All right. So am I on 3 or am I on 4? Let's find out. I am on 3. So let's go to 4. Okay. So this is balance run up, and that does say run up, and I'm going to show you run up. Okay. So in the Bennett testimony, Capital One intentionally withheld the credit line, and you will see this on like a million different credit reports. I see it all the time. I actually have one right in front of me where Capital One is not showing a limit. They're only showing the high balance, okay? So this really screws with your utilization. So if you are looking at your credit report, make sure that you're looking at the limits. I did say that I was going to mention this in a future video, and here's the future video. So solution, you have to make a large purchase so that your high balance now reflects the actual limit, because your comment might say, if I could speak English, your comment might say that high balance is the limit. So to make your limit equal the actual limit, all you have to do is run it up and then pay it off. Okay, so here's an example. You have a high balance showing as 800, but the comment says that your high balance is your limit and your actual limit is $2,000. So if the company only reports the high balance versus the limit, then your utilization is actually 87.5%, when that's not true. So go buy a laptop for like $1,200 and pay it off. Now your limit equals $1,900 and it's going to reflect in the high balance. So now your utilization actually went down to 36.8% because you're only using it's the 700 out of 1,900, which is much better, a utilization of 36.8. And I think I actually did that backwards. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's go on. Okay, so limit request. This one is very, very simple. As you can see, you're requesting a limit increase. And, you know, don't do this, though. If you have a lot of inquiries, it is not recommended, okay? All right. Okay, run up and pay off for limit increases. So the strategy here is to run up a balance each month and then pay it off in full each month. All right. By doing so, the company, whoever the creditor is, will increase your credit line. And it's a way for the company to entice the consumer to spend just a little bit more and possibly carry a balance over to the next month. Okay. So you want to let them know that you are using the actual credit and they will possibly give you an increase because of that. Okay, so here we go with the merchandise cards, subprime cards, and you will find my affiliate links down in the description for some of the ones I will tell you. Okay, so what we want to use these for are to address debt to credit ratio and to rebuild and make your credit profile look more attractive for the good lines, you know, like actual credit. So these are subprime pros. So as in they're good for 5 to 10K, 1 to 3 bureaus reporting it. It's relaxed approval standards and possibly no inquiry. It is not a MasterCard or Visa, so it deters you from spending, you know, because that's probably how you got here in the first place. And the cons, the reporting is shaky. They might only report, you know, to 1 bureau and, you know, versus 3. So, you know, you kind of have to watch for that, and you only want to apply for, you know, reputable companies or reply to. So if it's only 1 credit bureau that we're reporting to, it's not useful for debt to credit ratio. Okay. So it cannot be used for everyday expenses, and merchandise is often overpriced and difficult for consumers to see value just to rebuild the history. Okay. So a couple of these would be my Jewelers Club and New Coast Direct, Hutton Chase, and Oxford. So I have 2 links down in the description for you. So my Jewelers and New Coast Direct. I will be affiliate for the other 2. I just haven't had time to go through my email. I have not been in the office. So I will be looking for those. All right. When I find them, I will post them down in the description. So let's go on to the next part. Subprime Visa and MasterCard. Okay, so the pros, more flexible, regular use. So, you know, go get your gas and all that kind of stuff with them, right? And if it's a reputable company, normally they report to all 3 versus 1 or 2, and you may receive credit line increases. Now, the cons here are a high startup, normally like 150 to 300, low credit line, and can cause issues related to overuse. And it's a hard inquiry. Not good. Okay, secured Visa and MasterCard. So the pros is that you you can convert to unsecured, meaning you can graduate to unsecured after, you know, a specific period of time. It's easy approval, more flexible. You can, like I said, go get gas and all that kind of stuff. More likely to report to all 3 credit bureaus. And I found an error, will get some of the investment back if and when you convert. So some of the cons are that it's secured. That means money up front, deposit to the card. So whatever your deposit is your credit limit. 500 equals 500. 1,000 equals 1,000, and there's normally a limit. Some of the limits that I've seen are actually 10,000. So, you know, like that's actually what Bank of America, I believe, the Bank of America secured card. So you want to look at what is going to be best for your credit file. So high upfront costs, low limits, useless for addressing debt to credit ratio. Some, you know, the same issues with the whole overuse and hard inquiry again. Okay, so store credit. So these are usually easy to get approved for. So this would be like, you know, Kohl's and Macy's and stuff like that, Boscov's. So you don't have a big sign-up cost. So these are the pros. Credit line is normally a good size. And as long as credit line reports to at least one credit bureau, can be useful for rebuilding and improving debt to credit. So the cons, there's only, what, 5, so may not report to all 3, although they normally do. And risk for shopaholics, less flexible and limited to one store. And of course, it's an inquiry. Okay, so these are my notes on here. So all of these options are expensive. That's the problem here. Higher interest rates and account fees, right? And it's a means to an end. They are not the end. This is just the beginning of the rebuild process. You are here for a reason. You're watching this for a reason, and you don't want to end up in the same place, okay? If someone had educated us a long time ago about this stuff, a lot of us, probably at least like 80% of us, wouldn't have ended up doing this, right? I mean, if we knew, then we would have known, and we would have, you know, probably not done what we did to get here, okay? So these are just tools to get your tools to get your credit profile in shape for eventually getting approved for the good stuff. So this is, you know, of course, this is a process, just like the whole credit repair, restoration, whatever process is, and it is not a one-stop easy fix. There's a lot of things that go into this, and you just have to remember that, okay? So you want to keep your utilization less than 30%. Okay, so like I had said 2 times already, I'm trying to put multiple topics into one, and I believe that is the best way to get through this so that we can get to the next, you know, mini series and all that kind of stuff. I also have a video coming out probably this weekend if I can find the time. I do have a lot on my plate right now, so I'm not sure if I can, but I am going to have another online business type video come out just like I did the last one, but this one's going to be probably about building websites and whatnot. Like, I know how to code and all that kind of stuff. So these are things that can help you with your website, tools that I use, you know, like plugins and, you know, like the lead pages and all that kind of stuff. Really cool information. And I just want to give it to you guys. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, I apologize for not posting last night, but it was an emergency and I did not have time to put anything in the discussion to let you guys know. So have a great one from Expert Credit Sweeps, and I will see you guys later.